What's happening, people? Welcome to Saeed TV and welcome back to the channel. We have the main man, Adam, in the building. What's happening, bro? It's been a while, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, busy week last week, wasn't it, mate? And it feels weird, actually, having such a big gap in between games now. I think that's going to be for the next couple of weeks until I think week
Atletico.
after next is Atletico. Yeah, so quite a month this month, mate.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. How was the trip overall in Atletico Madrid?
Mate, it was awesome. The trip was brilliant. It really was. Stadium was fantastic. Up there, competing with Spurs Stadium, in my opinion. Absolutely brilliant.
Reckon,
yeah, it's quality, mate. It is state of the art compared to the likes of, I'd say, like, it's comparing Spurs to Old Trafford. It's like comparing Atletico to the new camp. Dated, not on the same level. And that place is just awesome, mate.
Absolutely. Weather-wise, always better than Manchester. You know what I mean? Regardless.
Nice 20 degrees, mate. Nice 20 degrees.
Nice. You know what I mean? Like, even I remember, I don't know if you guys are obviously don't live in Manchester, but even like 12 degrees in Manchester feels warm. So just imagine what a guy from up north feels like when they're in 20 degrees. You know, it's a blessing for us, no matter what. Big up to you, mate. My missus having some heat after Middlesbrough win again. Listen, shock win, but again, the magic of the FA Cup.
We took them to penalties, mate. We did well.
Yeah, exactly. We did well, mate. You know what I mean? And then obviously the rest is history. You know what I mean? Coming out there 11 o'clock. It's crazy. We are going to talk United as usual, but obviously we can't go past without discussing the big breaking news that the main man, Roman Abramovich, has decided to sell Chelsea. You know, past part of 20 years, he's had hold of that football club. You would probably argue has made Chelsea what they are today. And yeah, what do you make of that, mate? It's a big news, that one.
Big news, and how he's doing it as well is even bigger news, really, because not calling in his loans, going on the cheap, and then everything that all the proceeds from the sale actually going to the victims of the war over in Ukraine right now, which is quite a big statement, to be honest. That's a massive loss. I know he's got money to burn and whatnot, but the gesture's there in a way. Some people will still scrutinise it, what it is, but in football terms, what it means is Chelsea need a new owner, and depending who walks in on that, does that hamper Chelsea? Because Abramovich has been able to wave that magic wand in replacing manager after manager after manager. Like you said, in them 19 years, mate, there's no one won more trophies in English football than Chelsea.
Yeah, so there you go.
His methods have worked. Will the next regime coming in to take over Chelsea actually stick with the same format? I mean, I doubt it. I mean, I don't know how anyone else is going to work. They could use the blueprint. I don't know if any of the old staff are going to be there. It is literally just Abramovich who's selling the club. Whoever stays, I do not know. But you got to look at it this way: without the big owner there, does it make Chelsea weaker? I think it does, mate.
Yeah, it does. You know, when you look at the spending power they've had, you know what I mean? And it almost gives you a familiar story of how life was before the Glazers came at United, where we were sustainable. We were, we were a club that knew what it was doing. We could be able to attract the best players. We could level up. We could, we were a proper run football club. You know what I mean? And people are allowed to do what they wanted to do in terms of football decisions made by football people. And it was a good run club, but they came in, bought the club on a loan, in debt as well. Never recovered that debt. Roman Abramovich has done the opposite. You know, he's kept Chelsea in that top tier of English football. You know, I mean, I think they've got average of a trophy per season. I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, we've not won a trophy in, is it 5 years?
I mean, since he took over, Chelsea have won every trophy that's available.
There you go.
In world football. They've won everything. Every single trophy, from League Cups, FA Cup, Premier League, Champions League, UEFA, Super Cup, the World Cup, Club World Cup, Charity. I mean, anything that's available, they have pretty much won under Abramovich. So, in a way, you could say that was probably the most successful takeover and most successful 20 years of the club's history while Abramovich was there. Does that weaken them? 100% it does, yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does. We can still splash, but self-sustainable. The problem is you're gonna have to find an owner who is kind of able to kind of show a plan of what he wants to do. Roman, I mean, sometimes I feel like maybe has he had the benefit of the doubt because he's come before all the big guys, and maybe he's gone under the water what he's done behind the scenes where. Now other clubs they've got to be more transparent what they're doing. Who was that club that someone tried to buy them? They couldn't really buy them because they just weren't kind of transparent on what they were trying to do. I think there was a club that was blocked from getting an owner because he wasn't really kind of transparent what they want to do. I think again, if they get American owners, are they going to have that American owner curse? You're looking at Kroenke, you're looking at Glazers. They're more invested in other things. They've got other franchises. I think the guy that buying them from LA, I think he has a baseball team. So will it hamper them? It's a great thing. Big up to Caroline, the chat.
Yeah, the business model of the American owners is completely different to the billionaire European. It's like not even European, to be honest, but like what Sheikh Mansour has done at Manchester City. He's already recouped all his money back that he's put in. He's took that back, and we all know how much he's invested into that. Abramovich, pretty much the same. He won't be calling his loans back, but he would have comfortably got his money back if he just stayed in time. It was just running along nicely. Chelsea were pretty much self-sufficient after Abramovich had done his initial investment. I mean, they were spending what they were selling. They were selling a lot of players, and they always made good money. They always had a good structure in terms of transfers, Chelsea, and always made money back on the players that they sold as well. So I just feel like it is all about what's left there, and can they carry on the same regime? Can it just carry on without Abramovich? I know he's not been in the country for a while, has he? And he has been very absent. But if his team is actually leaving as well, which I think his two main people are, I think it's Marina. Is it Marina? If she's leaving, and the other guy as well, I think he's going with him.
Oh, I didn't know about that. That could be a big.
Marina was the one who run the show. She was the brains, and she was the one who actually made Chelsea tick. She was the final say. Really, it's like Abramovich's second hand. So them going, it's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting, but I do believe that it's opened up a door. If it's an American owner, I think we'll be happy with that because we know they work. But they're coming in and buying something very cheap, so you'd expect American owners to be at the table because it's such a good deal, prime location, and
tell you that,
it's going to be
Marina to United. Never, mate. Ziad, no chance. She will show up the Glazers, and the Glazers won't have that. They want people who are going to abide by what they want to do and talk how they want to talk, So, but it just begs the question, Adam, though. You know what I mean? I put the question out today. Will the Glazers ever leave? Will we ever see a time, people, where we look at that notification of Man United and we see it and it says Glazers are going to sell Man United Football Club? Never, man. That is the real reality. In my lifetime, in your lifetime, I don't know. But for the foreseeable future, for the next 10 years at least, it seems that the Glazers are staying. You know what I mean? And that's just the reality. You know what I mean? Obviously, this has happened for other reasons. Obviously, there are bigger things in the world that's happening, and hence why Abramovich has had to leave. But the Glazers, you know what I mean? What will be your reasoning? Will United ever be a club where we won't make any money anymore, hence why they can sell the club? Or they just kind of almost self... Like I was coming out the side of the ground against Finger, and I'm not even kidding you. It made me sad, because the megastore was absolutely rammed. Outside the ground, it's still a feeling of like nostalgia. It doesn't go away overnight. It's still 30 years of success, Adam. The Glazers have still got a lot that they can build on.
It's one of them, mate, there, isn't it? It's like listening to them quarterly numbers and listening to Arnold talking the other day about what the targets are for this football club and stuff. I mean, I did it on the United Stands. I was talking about it the other day, and it was just like a big PR spin. That's what it was. That's what it looked like. And you know what? You see that they were trying to talk about the communication with the fans. Within the same statement, the sponsorship deal was brought up over the new training kit, and it was just like he was just talking about the fan interaction with the club, and then at the end of it, a sponsorship deal came up, and it's like people go there now for the trip, and I think that's the target audience that they're going for, mate. It's ridiculous right now, and you said it there. I'm there plenty of time after the game, and it is like that afterwards. People jumping around singing, the execs all come out a bit later, all pissed up, drunk.
Yep.
Nip down, just have a little bit of sing-song outside the Trinity statue. That's pretty much what it's like now, and I just don't see it changing anytime soon, mate. I really don't, because they are going to make money and continue making money.
Yeah.
What they invest back into the team, into the club, will be determined on how much money they could probably make from that player coming into the club, and that's how it's run, mate.
Absolutely. FIFA Star HD said Man United's fixture has been rearranged.
It has. Liverpool won, so we won't be playing Liverpool this month now, probably.
Oh, is it?
Because the FA Cup weekend is the same weekend that we play Liverpool, or
2nd
scheduled
of April.
to. So Anfield will be moved to a midweek. So
we'll be without a game until 2nd of April. Yeah. I don't know if that helps United or.
It means we've got a quiet month, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've got what? We've got Spurs. So we've got City, then Spurs, and then no game.
Yeah. City, Spurs, and then no game, yeah. So we don't play until
really, unless they break it down, because there's an international break at the end of this month, United have got 2 league games this month and a Champions League game this month. That tells you everything you need to know about Manchester United's season right there. Out of every competition, barring the Champions League and the Premier League, not in the FA Cup, and all this time on our hands. It's good job we've not got as many games with the squad strength right now.
Exactly. It's that Liverpool will be likely to be a midweek game before we go to the Emirates. Yeah, it will be. And that's the whole kind of premise of the video. You know what I mean? It's going to be a very, very interesting month. Obviously, the Liverpool game has been rescheduled, but it doesn't hide the fact that it is going to be a massive, massive month. I mean, I just want to go back to the Watford game. How do you explain the Watford game for you, Adam? Because for me, I've almost kind of lost hope in this Man United team, because they just, every time you give them a bit of hope, they throw it back at you. I mean, how do you sum up the Watford game? In the East Stand, I could have witnessed 3 or 4 goals. How do you sum up that Watford game?
Wasted opportunities, and talking negatively because we didn't take them opportunities. It could have been a different ballgame. We could have been talking about 3 wins in a row in the league and a decent Champions League result if we'd have put one of them chances away. But the forwards can't finish the dinner at the moment. For some reason, we've gone from the attack being our most reliable source and the defence being weakest to the defence showing up and the attackers just firing blanks, mate. And like I said, it wouldn't have been a bigger deal if one of them chances had gone in. We'd have gone, oh, not a great game. We got the win. 3 wins in a row, comfortably top 4. And you've got to look at it and go, well, again, let down by the forwards, mate. It really was let down. The forwards missing them chances, gilt-edged chances, which some would say were easier to put in the back of the net. If they're not putting them away with the experience and the quality that we've got in that front line, then, and it's against Watford, one of the worst teams I've seen in the league.
Oh, my God.
Mate, you've got to look at it and go, when them big games come around in March, we're going to have to see significant improvement. Otherwise, it's going to be a long-ass end to the season, mate.
It is. You know, you know what it is, yeah? Every time I feel like with United, though, every time there seems to be more chances, Adam, I just feel like the confidence goes away. It never used to be like that. The more chances you get under Fergie, the more you think you're gonna go through that door and you're gonna tear it down. You know, you get that winner. You would get it. I feel like that lack of self-belief in this team is just worrying. And you know what? You know what it is for me? They're supposed to lift the crowd. They don't even lift the crowd anymore. They don't have that self-belief where you're like, come on, it's just not there anymore. And it comes down from the top, obviously, but it also comes down right now to the bottom. And I feel sorry for Ralph Rangnick because he prepares this team the best they can. We're creating chances. This is not a team that's not creating chances. You can look at the game and be like, right, there's a bigger issue here. The manager, have we got it wrong? This group of players just can't seem to have that mental edge over it. And also the quality as well. The quality is poor. Shaw and Rashford coming on. Absolute waste of time it was. Like, what was the point of them coming on?
Because there's no one else to come on, is there?
Well,
That's
there you
the
go,
problem.
yeah.
You don't want Lingard coming on. You don't want to be there. Shaw has gone backwards this season. Rashford's completely lost the whole. He's forgotten how to be a footballer. I've got people sending me social media posts from Manchester United bigging up Rashford because he was doing keepy-ups in the warm-up. I'm like, and next thing you know, I've posted it out on Instagram today. You've got Matic talking about the winning team again, mate. Shit. The winning team. Stop saying winning team because we're not. Do they not realise? Do the social media people running this football club or in charge of the social media side of this football club not have any sense? They were talking the other day about testing the water within social media, testing the water and seeing what the fans are reacting. They must see that pictures like this are just going to piss fans off. In the midst of one of the worst seasons ever when the players have not turned up. And Rashford is in every single one of these winning teams. Yeah. I'm like, does the man only turn up in training?
It's PR, man. Like I said to you, it's creating an image where not everything's okay, Adam. You know, they want to know, oh, my favourite player's in here. Oh, Rashford. Oh, Lee Grant. Oh. You know, like they want to create this feeling of everything's okay. I mean, did you see the Instagram post of Ronaldo's runs? That one, absolutely, I couldn't not believe my eyes. Ronaldo's runs as he warms off for halftime. I'm like, come on, man. And this is the problem, people. This club is creating a PR. They're telling them to put it on their social media, by the way. I don't think the Man United is going to say, oh, I want to put this on my social media. They're telling them, put this on your social media. Let's create an atmosphere that we're all okay.
I remember Paul Pogba bigging up Matic's social media when he first started it, just to get him going on it. I was like, oh, God. Yeah. Anyway, that winning team there, mate, looking at that picture, the worrying thing about that is I think there's only one there's only one man in that team that starts.
Well, there you go. One man team that starts, man.
And that's our winning team. Jesus Christ. First teamers are struggling in training, aren't they?
Oh, my God. Man.
That looks like, no disrespect to the players that are in it. Don't we? I like Tellez, I like Matic.
Yeah.
But that team doesn't scare me. I'm like, what are the other guys doing? Who are the other teams if that one's the winner?
Listen, you know what I mean? And you know what it is, I understand, through hard times, you have to find, positive things, But I think it literally, gets some United fans worked up because, we want to see these chances being finished off. We want to see trophies at Man United. We want to see good things from Man United. But it's as if, the heads are down in the game and then the heads are up in training. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. When I talk about a mentality issue, you have to be brave enough to stand up when you need to be counted, Adam. You have to. As a Man United player, you have to. And it's almost as if it's like, their safe haven. It's a training ground where they've been told positive stuff, people. Positive.
Positive FC on the training ground. It's like, that's that summer camp we was all worried about, mate, wasn't it? When Ollie was there.
There you go, that summer camp.
Ollie used to come out and use this and say, I remember making a statement about Gallo one time saying, oh, well, he was leading goal scorer in our five-a-side tournament. I could not give a toss, mate. I really could not. I mean, who's leading goal scorer in the Premier League? Yeah, that's who wins the league usually, mate. That's the one. Yeah, so let's stick your training stats up their asses and let's see some stats that actually count and what actually go towards the wage that these ridiculous people upstairs are paying these players. I mean, the fact that one of our players out on loan, he's on double the money that Mo Salah's on, tells you everything you need to know about this football club. It's beyond a joke. And the way it's being run, and this social media crap, and this guy who's coming to do this, I mean, my God, he has no idea. I mean, he's probably got all the experience in the world about social media and stuff, but if he thinks he's reading the room in terms of the fan base, he is completely disconnected from what is actually going on.
Absolutely disconnected, I think, and that's just the bottom reality. These guys, we get sucked in when Ronaldo came in. It was that perfect moment of getting the sue, and getting them little moments where, they have that unity, and they might have the Titanic music in the background. They wanted them kind of moments to come in, and that's as simple as that, people. Benji Godzilla, big up to you, goes, it's the Abdullah Decore and Mattis show. This shouldn't be free. Much love from Melbourne, Australia. Big up to you, man. Big up to everybody who's watching, man.
Yeah, and big shout out to the people over in Australia with them floods going on as well.
Absolutely.
Affected by that. It's horrendous scenes that I've seen today. I just watched some of Chris Hemsworth's posts out and everything. That is diabolical.
You know what?
What's going on?
I haven't actually seen it. I've seen a few news reports about it, and I haven't even.
Mate, you want to see it? I mean, it's like you can barely see the rooftops of the houses.
Wow, man.
It is horrendous right there, right now. And it's probably been forgotten about with everything that's going on. So shout out to the Aussies as well for everything going on there.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. And obviously it's just been kind of clouded by the whole, situation that's happening in Ukraine. Obviously, like I said to you, our thoughts are with the people of Ukraine and just everyone in the world. Like I said to you, man, it's a very, very bad time in this world at the minute. So I hope everyone is safe and well. Yes, we have Gene. If you want to go kind of go back on the video, we have talked about the Chelsea thing. It is a big thing at Chelsea. So yeah, if you want to go back on that one, big up to Mr. Dan United is in the room. He goes, feels like the whole attitude is wrong at United. The owners have no expectations. The managers are yes men. The players are social media bots. Sad. You know what it is though? It is, Adam, because that's what this football club is at the minute. It is literally nostalgia. Let's bring it back to the good times, and we can't give you a future. Man United at the minute cannot give a plan or a future. They're talking about short-term options today, Adam, in Carlo Ancelotti. Come on, man.
I don't know. I mean, I listened to Richard Arnold. Obviously, I was saying before I did the show and the quarterly results and what Arnold was saying, what Murtough was saying, what Dan Fletcher was saying. I'm trying to bring out and break everything down there, but they're telling us right now, and these are his words. These are the quote unquotes. The 100% definites that they are doing a thorough sort of check around making sure they're doing the job properly, making sure they're identifying the exact right man and looking into everything possible manager-wise that's going to fit United to take us forward. So if this is the plan, this is why I'm part of looking at Ancelotti and going, this isn't long-term, and
no, it's not.
I can't see any truth in it at all. And again, it would be Manchester United getting the right man at the wrong time because he's out of favour with everyone else and no one else is in for him. Because truth be told, mate, if we get Ancelotti, the worst thing about that is it probably means that Madrid are getting Pochettino.
Yeah. And also Ronaldo stays one more year because, he was the one. They had good times over at Real Madrid. You know what I mean? Like I said
Don't get me wrong, mate. I have not got a problem with Ancelotti as a manager.
But not now, though, Adam.
But
not now.
We missed this boat 5-6 years ago, mate.
Exactly.
That's when this manager should have been coming over half a decade ago. Not now, when he's pretty much coming to the end. Do you know what I mean? He jumped ship from Everton. This is the guy who's been at Everton. No disrespect. He jumped ship from Everton to go back to Madrid. Second spell at Madrid. I mean, we're getting the journeyman manager coming in now. It's not
there you go.
The
Exactly.
Not the future, mate. And I don't want to disrespect Ancelotti in saying that because he is a brilliant player, brilliant manager. But this is the type of manager, like I said before in my tweet, I said another case of Manchester United getting the right man, but when it's easier to get him and it's too late. Exactly what we do with the players. Schweinsteiger, Zlatan, Cavani, Falcao. All these players And the manager's the same. We should have got Jose Mourinho after Fergie left.
After Fergie,
no,
exactly.
easy option, easy option, easy option. So if they're going to be true to the word, like Arnold said, we're going to do a thorough investigation, make sure we do a process in picking the right manager, then Ancelotti really showing me that he's not really done much research at all. You're hoping that Madrid go out and he becomes available for nothing. That's what you're telling me if Ancelotti comes in.
Yeah, exactly. Big up to everybody who's watching. Exactly. No further. We are going to get into the quotes. I'm gonna whiz through them all. We are conducting a thorough process for the appointment of a new permanent manager who will take charge this summer with the object to get us back to challenging for domestic and European titles. You know what? That again, like I said to you, that literally says to me, we're looking for a manager who knows it and can do it all, basically. Because there's no kind of specific, they're not being specific about it. They're not even looking at maybe a young progressive manager or someone who has a kind of capability of.
They're saying they're going to give the guy time. Yeah, they're saying they're going to give him time. And I'm looking at it going, well, okay, let me just work this out here. So I'm seeing Pogba, Lingard, Cavani, and Ronaldo, if we don't get top 4, all leaving this summer. And then I'm going, that's a hell of a lot of players to replace. And for a new up-and-coming manager, is he going to get that time? Because let's not forget the key factor in all of this, the fan pressure.
Yeah.
And they've been starved for so long. So it's all right the board's saying this.
Yeah.
All right, the board saying it, but the board were going to give Ollie all the time in the world. If the results don't come for this new manager, the pressure will come again.
Yeah. Yeah. Is this what I'm trying to say? So if the board are giving a 4-year contract to Ollie and they're looking at, striving for consistency is key as we, strive for a top 4 finish this season. I want to reiterate how this is not ultimate objective for Man United. But you have been running like that, though. You have been running like a club that has wanted to get top 4 season in, season out.
Before that statement there was the comments on Ralph Rangnick and why we brought Ralph Rangnick in to consistently to obviously make top 4, strive to make top 4 from the position we was in when Ollie left.
Yeah.
So if that is the case, then you take half of the man's forwards away in January, give him nothing, and leave him with a team that was failing beforehand. It's an impossible job. So you can't say that top 4 is the target. You've not helped the manager one bit.
Absolutely.
In making top 4. You've basically thrown the man under the bus that Ollie was driving off the cliff. And he's got stuck under the tailpipe and he's going to get dragged down with it and destroy another reputation and career. Not saying that Ollie had one in the first place, but let me look at the managers before Ollie and we've destroyed them. So,
absolutely.
Rangnick right now, I'm looking at it going, he's had absolutely nothing off this board. Nothing.
Nothing
but
if anything, it's exposed everything.
Yeah,
so
this is why I want him. That's why I want him to stay, mate, another year.
No, you know what? And I will talk about that because at the end of the day, for me, if they're looking at short-term options and they're looking at people who are not going to be fit for the purpose of where Man United are right now, then I wouldn't, for me, be risking another 3 years of absolute carnage and chaos for it to all go horribly wrong again. John Murtough follows up by saying, well, there's potential for further improvement and progress. We do feel now we have the right structures in place for all our teams to support long-term success and will continue working relentlessly and investing to achieve that. I mean, Adam, where can you see that we have the right structures in place? John Murtough and Darren Fletcher are not that. Richard Arnold is...
Do you know what?
Come on, man.
Easy. The best thing I took from all of that was what Fletcher was actually saying. And everyone's been talking about what's Fletcher's role, he's this and that. And he actually spoke as well. He came out and said, look, I was with McKenna, Carrick, all leaving. Obviously, I had to help the transition with a manager coming in and the quick turnaround. Fair enough. Thanks for explaining that. No problem with that, Fletcher. Then he starts talking about the youth team and the players that are out on loan. Brilliant. Yeah. So if Darren Fletcher, as his sporting director role, is in charge of that youth setup, I'm thinking, no problem. Mate, that's probably the best news I've heard because that's the right man. He's been at the club, been through that youth system, knows what it's like. He's exactly who needs to be there for that. It's the other side of it, mate, that's the problem. It's the Murtough, the actual signings, the scouting, because we're talking about a manager coming in the summer, and they've said this in these same statements in the same day the other day. They said, look, the manager coming in, that's what we're looking for now. I'm thinking, hang on a minute, we've got about 5 players leaving in the summer. Don't know who's coming back.
Yeah.
Are you not speaking to a manager about the targets in this short transfer window because of the World Cup and this short summer and pre-season? Surely you must have a manager in mind right now, because you're going to have to speak to that man to then get his targets. Otherwise, he's going to come in to whatever the board have bought, and they might not be his players again. And we could be looking at a complete rinse and repeat all over again with a new manager. So
there you go.
The fact that there's no man in place, now I'd expect an announcement end of March, April, mate, or I'm panicking for a new manager.
Absolutely.
Panicking.
Especially when we, there isn't that Liverpool game and we are playing once a week. You know what I mean? We should be able to. Benji Godzilla, big up to you, goes, I'm going to support any manager and will even celebrate the extension of another year with Ralph. But in my opinion, one man that will drive us back to the glory days is Luis Enrique. No doubt, in my opinion. For me, Luis Enrique is a possibility for me. But I think for me, like I said to you, does he have a track record of, building a new team from where we are right now? That's where I look at Luis Enrique. Is he more suited to a team that is, self-sustaining, that a team that he can bring in maybe 1 or 2 players and then he can build his style? That's to me, that's the one kind of key thing that he'll look at and think, I don't know if I can come in here and fix this mess. And that's why I just don't look at it. He said to him straight away when he was in when the United job became available, you would have thought he would have thrown his bags out, but he never. He stayed with Spain, and that's what he wants to focus on now. But a key one for me, like I said to you, was the Ancelotti rumours and the fact that Man United are looking to go and get a short-term, option as a pointless, absolutely pointless.
What is the point, mate? Because for me,
right here,
if you're going for another short-term option, then leave it to the man who is actually tearing it up at the moment off the pitch. It may not be there on it yet, but you can see him actually getting a grip of some of these players. But for some horrendous finishing over the last few weeks, Ralph would have been sitting pretty right now. I mean, look, Middlesbrough game, the forwards let him down. Perfect setup. Burnley game, we dominated it.
Yeah.
Couldn't finish our dinner. Same against Watford. Right there, you're looking at an extra 4 points in the league and still in the FA Cup as well as the Champions League. It's not completely horrendous under Ralph Rangnick. I keep saying this. And for me, if you're looking like, maybe that manager isn't here, he's not here, it might take another year. Leave the man who's in place now who knows a lot of what's going on.
That's what I'm trying to say. And
already, he's already threw his name in the hat at the start, mate, in his first interview. He said, I could do another year. He's there already. Let's not mess it up.
Yeah, there you go. And also, like I said to you, for me, would it harm United for another year, or would what harm United is a short-term deal with absolutely no strategy and no plan and no thought process in Carlo Ancelotti? Since when did Carlo Ancelotti, you know what I mean? When did you look up to him? Right? Why now? Why now? When he's available, or when Real Madrid are about to sack him? And the other one is Pochettino. Why was he not in 2019-20 when Oli looked like he was out of his depth and you probably should have sacked him, but then you didn't, and you waited until top 4 was a possibility? Why now? This is what you have
know. What
to
big
ask
clubs
yourself.
do? You know what big clubs do, mate? Big clubs like Real Madrid take Ancelotti from the club that he's at. You don't wait until he's gone. They go out and they say, "You here now. Try and turn this down." And they made it impossible for him to turn it down. And they got him. Yeah. He up sticks from a job that he was 1 year into. They were worshipping the ground that he was walking on. And Madrid just went, "No, we want you. We're a big club." And then he went. Simple as that. United, oh my God, mate.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing.
Exactly.
It really is embarrassing. Unless that manager is completely available and doesn't have a club, we're not getting him.
Yeah,
so there are your options right now, mate. Who is available?
Yeah,
that's why it's taking so long, because the club are thinking about how much money they're having to pay out. I mean, we looked at it. It's cost United 43 million in failed managers since Alex Ferguson left. What we've had to pay out,
crazy. Crazy, man. This crazy
There's
team.
there's 43 million that you could have probably put into the infrastructure of the football club, or maybe even upgraded Old Trafford with, because all you had to do was go. And you know what the worst thing was, mate? Jose
Yeah.
Mourinho was available
Yeah, it
when
was.
Sir Alex Ferguson left. We wouldn't be this far behind if we made that appointment there and then. And
Especially for boys.
it started from there, mate. That's when the problem started. Because the
Yep.
manager that came in Moyes wasn't big enough to handle what was going on. Mourinho was perfect to handle what was already there. And yeah, he wouldn't have lasted. No. But in them 3 years, he wouldn't have sent us back as far as Moyes did. He probably would have
There
still
you go.
kept us winning.
Yeah,
So
with that team as well, which was full of leaders, you know what I
mate,
mean?
we had Ferdinand, Vidic and everyone on gigs still.
Yeah.
Mourinho's not scared of an old player. He'd have made that work. And you know what? Them three would have respected him, four would have respected him.
And Klopp
But-
as well. Klopp says was available as well, but apparently he came in for a tour of Old Trafford, and his wife wasn't too satisfied with it. Again, another player not satisfied. Sorry, another person not satisfied with it with the club. I got a super chat from Jose Aceves. He goes, "This is why we should keep Ralph. We're already playing better. Just give him the players. This is why we don't go through more readjusting again." Absolutely, mate. Spot on. Over 400 of his watching people. Please, guys, smash a like on the video, people. It's appreciated. Make sure you subscribe to Adam's channel. Make sure you subscribe to Saeed TV. What do you make of this comment here? He has rattled a lot of people. It has you're drawn whether it is very, very what do you call it? Reliable. But Rob Dawson is a respectable journalist. He does break a lot of news. I remember every single news that's been dropped. He's been always at the forefront of it. You know, it's split. And I want to get the comments in right now. Do you think Alex Ferguson still has an opinion, and do the Glazers still value his opinion in terms of where Man United want to go next? And should it be the right way? Personally, for me, I'll be honest with you, Alex Ferguson should just enjoy his retirement. Enjoy it. It's not been great enjoyment in retirement because we've not seen barely any trophies since he's retired. But I just don't think he should have a say in what goes on next, because for me, we should hold this football club accountable. The structure above, Rich and Arnold, whoever, these guys should be held accountable, not Alex Ferguson. And that is where I go. But how do you see them, that source there? Do you believe in it? Do you buy into it?
No. Mate, I look at this and I go, just let's leave Sir Alex Ferguson out of it.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't think he's having as big a say as what people think. Let's leave the man alone, basically. Yeah, he may be an admirer of him. We all know that. We all know he's been to dinner with him several times.
Yeah.
We've seen the picture. We've seen the reports. But I think if Sir Alex Ferguson had any say on this, he'd be saying like we are now. It's not the right time for Pochettino. If Pochettino was going to come in, it needs to be a more settled team. He's not a fixer. He's someone who comes in when there's no pressure on, when everything is calmed down and the water is settled. Then he can start progressing players. He will be given time to help players get better, which he can do. So for me, that's why it rolls in to, again, just leave Pochettino at PSG for another year. Let him see out his contract. Let Ralph take on the next year. Let him absolutely lay the foundation and settle everything down. Then look at the next manager, because the next manager coming in this summer, he's just coming into an absolute shitstorm, mate.
Yeah.
An absolute shitstorm. And again, it's like a poison chalice, isn't it? The Manchester United job.
It is.
Is it going to destroy another career? Which it could easily do, because what is he going to have to work with? Shaw? Maguire?
We can't just keep waiting at him, someone's saying.
We just can't keep waiting for what?
What exactly? That's the
Wait for
premise. What are you waiting for?
What are we waiting for? The perfect manager. There is no perfect manager for this team right now, because he's not going to be given what he needs in the summer. He's going to be taken away. Just let Ralph see out another year, let everything settle, and then bring in the manager. If we don't make top 4 this season, then maybe it will be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, it probably will. And to be honest with you, it doesn't affect me in terms of what I think of Man United. Top 4 doesn't affect me in terms of how I still think this football club is run, how I think the Glazers are, how I think John Murtough's not, for me, fit enough for that job. I mean, this guy was what was he? A sports psychologist or something like that, or sports? I don't know what he was. Someone, and then
Yeah,
he was apparently an Uber driver.
He's good. He's good at what he does. He's good at what he does. And don't get me wrong, they were in charge of the signings this summer, which I thought was one of our best windows in a very long time. We were just missing that central midfielder. It was 7/8 out of 10 for a transfer window. And if we did a window like that every summer, because let's be honest, without Ronaldo, I know I've been critical of him because he is out of form, it's quite clear. But without Ronaldo, we'd be out of the Champions League. Varane is one of the best defenders I've seen play the game up close. And Sancho, now he's just coming into form. So what work they did do in the summer pretty much has salvaged a lot this season and a lot of hope. I mean, in terms of youth
but again,
players,
let me flip that though. Let me flip that for you, Adam. Varane was available. He wanted to leave Real Madrid. He didn't want to sign the contract out.
Yep.
I believe if United weren't available, I think PSG would be available. The Ronaldo signing, it has exposed a lot of people, but would United have took a DM instead of him? Or did Man United have the funds for a DM, but they went in for Ronaldo? And the Sancho deal, Adam, was 2 years ago, not this summer. So I could flip that to you and say, well, has he really done a good job? Or has this been almost like a thing to just get the fans happy, but reality, it's not what I would normally do. It's crazy how you can analyze it. And
you do it, I totally understand that. So all you would judge that from then is that was his first year, and then you give him time. So what does he do in the second year? If he does it in the second year, then you go, well, now I'm seeing it. Like I said, mate, if we had that transfer window, for 3 seasons in a row, we'd all be going, no problem at all. No problem at all. That's fine. I've set 150 million a summer. I think everyone will be happy with that. It's more than enough investment. Yeah. And we should be winning off that. But it all comes with time. He needs his first window, very good. Whether it was signings that should have been made previously and it was just easier to get them, then we'll see, won't we, this window? Because this window, now his job is really under scrutiny because players leaving. Will we end up saying, look, we've got our midfielder and we've got our striker that we need in Martial and Donny van der Beek coming back off loan? Will they bring back in Jimmy Garner as another midfielder? Will they bring in Ethan Laird and Wenger as defenders? I mean, we're all for this, but you've got to bring these guys into a decent structure and system and to a team that is actually working well at the time. Otherwise, they're going to fail. But you look at it and you go, and I was just saying before in terms of the shining lights this season are them signings that came in because look at the United DNA. Look at what's happened with Lingard and what's happened with Greenwood. That's United's DNA. Look at what that's dragged the club down into, and the whole crap. Look at our. You know what I made a point at the Brentford game when I was at the Brentford game. Outside, I went, that there is like the perfect night for Manchester United. You've got Alanga, you've got Rashford, you've got Greenwood on the score sheet. McTominay was man of the match, and you go, that's United DNA. And within 4 weeks, it's been flipped on its head. We've got Rashford, who's completely out of form. Greenwood, say no more. Lingard doesn't want to be at the club, and he's just there lingering around.
There's a lot to go on. There's a lot going on. You know what I mean? There's an absolute lot going on. And how do you get Ancelotti, who could view the club and say, well, you know what? That's better than what I've got at Everton. It's probably better than what I've got at Real Madrid. You know what I mean? He'll be looking at it thinking, probably better than what I got at Napoli. You know, it might be good enough for him, but will it be good enough for Ten Hag? And that's a prime aim where United should be getting. And also, is Ralph Rangnick, who's assessed it and looked at it for, bloody hell, I can't manage these lot for one more year. Are you kidding me? I want this club stripped to the bare bones. Benji Godzilla, big up to you. He goes, Sir Alex Ferguson's presence makes a difference, boys. We actually need him to show up at OT and character mind the board, the standards. Last thing we need is more of an American influence and less of our history. Absolutely. I have no problem with that. It's just whether, you know, he's been allowed to have a say, and then they look and think, you know what, this man has won everything, and maybe his opinion values more than anyone. You know, people who are paid to do their job should be doing their job first. And Alex Ferguson is allowed to just relax and let him enjoy his retirement. But we are headed into the last 10 minutes or so of the podcast, people. If you want to get any questions in, get your questions in now. Someone's asking you, is the roof still leaking? What about the rats on the pitch? Not Bruno and Pogba or the rats. There is none, mate. But the roof is still leaking, but I've not seen it now because it was actually nice weather. And I know you're in the shade, Adam, but I had nice weather in the East Stand. Brilliant weather.
Did you get a bit of a glow, mate, with the shades on, pal?
Yeah, got the glow. I was like, Leslie, give me some your shades and that. She was loving life in the shades. Someone's asking which Brentford game, Adam, the one with the lights out. Oh, he's funny. Like and share, people.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Take two, mate. Take two it was.
Yeah, exactly. Someone asked before, Ralph Rangnick has improved your teams. Obviously, see, the problem is you haven't finished players like Rashford and Ronaldo up front, a bottling mentality through the team. And the Ronaldo thing as well is looking a bit peak at the minute. It's really, really sad. I mean, you was on that side when he fell over the ball. Not good to see, is it, Adam? It really, really isn't good to see.
I mean, look at it this way, mate. Man, people keep coming on at me saying, Adam, why are you blaming Ronaldo? I'm not blaming Ronaldo for where we're at. Ronaldo's a problem right now because he's not the man to take us forward. Yeah. We're trying to build a team and Ronaldo's not fitting. How can you? We've sacrificed Bruno Fernandes for Ronaldo because them two are just getting in each other's way. It's so annoying to watch. It really is them two. It's why the Portuguese coach probably doesn't play them together as much as well.
Yeah, I know.
Bruno does spend a bit of time on the bench for Portugal, and Ronaldo is the main man, and they build a team around him, and they play to his qualities. We just haven't got a clue. I think I can see what Ralph's trying to do, but Ronaldo doesn't fit in it. He really doesn't. And the guy's scored 1 goal in the last 10 games.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's got 15 and 16 this season, but 1 goal in the last 10. Try to tell me he's not on form. He isn't on form. Class is permanent, I know, but you can't ignore form. Mm-hmm. And how many points have we dropped in them 10 games? And like I just said,
exactly. You can't.
I'm not even counting Middlesbrough, not included in that game either. They're league games. So I'm looking at Watford. I'm looking at Burnley. I'm looking at Middlesbrough. I'm looking. What else is there? There's a few in there where he could have scored goals and could have helped us, but he's been out of form for so long now. We had the Brighton game where that moment of brilliance saved us. We're going to need more moments like that from him going forward. Otherwise, Champions League music and actually seeing Ronaldo walk on that pitch are disappearing into the horizon, mate.
Exactly. Kian's asking, Marcus Rashford, keep or sell? You know my opinions, Adam. I'd sell him. But again, like I said to you, I think things will get exposed to the football club. And I think some questions will have to be answered. It has to be. Sure, Rashford, is it time to move on now? Stagnated. We can't stagnate even more.
I mean, look at the players are there, mate. How many years have they been failing? Part of a team that's failed. It's like that winning team. It's like that winning team. My mate messages me, says, show us your medals. What have you got?
Yeah.
It's only Matic you can hold a medal up out of that lot.
Yeah.
I know what I mean. He's another one who's aging. Another player we got at the wrong time as well.
But he's doing photos.
Just about the right time.
Yeah, he's doing photos though, so he's looking a bit young. You know what I mean? I don't know. Osman Vert, big up to you, bro. He goes, you man need to remember that only reason that Glazers own United in the first place, Fergie got it right with Managerial.
Got in a fight with.
True. True.
Magna, innit?
Yeah. CB, when's Mag talk back? Tomorrow, mate. Tomorrow, and you know where we're at? We're outside the Etihad. So Steve will have to make sure I'm all right over there. You know what I mean? Hopefully I don't get lost in there. But yeah, we'll be there tomorrow for the preview. Talking about that, again, it's come out of we're not even focusing on that. Is that just because I don't want to play City at the minute? It's going to be a big one. I've been there the last time. The last time I was there in 2019, you were there as well. We won 2-1, was it, or 2-0? 2-0 was it, 2-1?
No, we had the League Cup game, which we won 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0,
and we had the 2-1 win in the same season, I think.
Yeah. Dan James tore Angelino apart.
Yeah, Rashford penalty and Martial scored. Yeah, I remember it. It was a good day, that. It was a good day. That was like, that's when I thought we were actually turning a corner, mate. And then another false dawn, you could say.
There you go, another false dawn, exactly. So I genuinely, for the Manchester derby, I'm worried because I just feel like for me, United intensity wise, can they cope, man? You know, what I mean? We've played well, we played some good football in stages and whatnot, but for me, bad habits don't change overnight. That Atletico Madrid game, you give City them chances or them kind of opportunities, they'll absolutely hurt you. And they've not won an Etihad game in a while. Like I said to you, the last time they won it, I think they won 3-1 under Mourinho. I think
It
last season
was.
under Mourinho.
Yep.
So I just don't think we've got it in us to go there and get a result. There's no the Martial with the factor as well. For the last 2 games, he's been in the glue up front. We haven't got that. Ronaldo, can he hold up the ball for us? It's a very, very tough away game, you know. Cavani, he's probably going to be out, but you know, again, it's going to be crazy.
Couldn't care for him at the moment, mate. Couldn't care for any of the players at the moment.
Yeah, of course.
It's Paul shut up time now. They've had the support. They've had the support for years now. Now it's about time they gave us something to cheer about, mate.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say.
Fed up of it.
They need to give us something to cheer about. Like for me, like I said to you, I'm just going on with a straight face to the end of the season. I think a lot of people come up to me and say, "Yeah, Nahid, what's going on?" I said, "What's going on? You tell me what's going on. Can you go to them and say to them what's going on?" Everybody sees it. It's not us. It's not really us. Someone saying, "Is this guy really injured?" He went to a boxing match and said he had a stomach injury. I mean, come on, mate. He doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be here, people.
Mate, he wanted to go in January, and we kept him because we wanted to keep numbers. We wanted to keep the numbers, so it looked like we had the player there, but really we don't.
Yeah. So, end of the day, like I said to you, people, there's a lot of things going on at Man United, and it's not great, man. It's not great. I'm going to whiz through a couple of questions before we wrap up, people. Don't Ronnie want to win trophies? Sorry. Don't the trophies Ronnie won for United count for anything?
In terms of what, this season?
Yeah, exactly.
No, they count for shit. Right now, they count for absolute shit. I love the guy. I'm thank him for what he did.
Yeah.
But right now, what does it matter? Bruno Fernandes scored us loads of goals last season. I don't team manager player of the month awards. But where's Said gone? He's just left me there right at the death. Yeah. So no, Thomas, mate, to answer that one right now, no, because we're just playing so bad. So I mean, he's part of a team that's playing bad. So if trophies that he won in the past are actually going to get me something this season, I'll get as a trophy this season. And fair enough, yeah, they do count for something, but they're in the past, and we're talking like fans from the past. That's the problem.
Yeah, this is it, man. You know, we are talking about the nostalgia FC. Absolutely. Adam, give me a quick prediction before we wrap up. I personally, for me,
mate, last season we did this, mate, and we thought we were going to get smashed 3-0 and we won.
Yeah.
But this season it feels different, mate.
Absolutely feels different.
I know every single City fan's turning up for that game, knowing that they're going to smash us to pieces.
Yeah.
The Dewar win as well. I can't see anything but a City win. Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I think the best we can do is get like a draw, a 0-0, a 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
But I do see City winning. I would say I'm going to go 3-1 City. That's how I see it going
exactly what I was going to say. I think it will be a 3-1 City. I just don't think we'll have the ball. You know, I just don't see us getting anything out of it, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? It's going to be a very, very tough game. And it's going to be a game where, you know, we've had a week off, and whether this team can be, you know, taking in what the manager says is another thing, man. Because when they go on that pitch, it's almost as if you see a different Man United. And it's just bonkers for me. It really, really is. But people, we're going to wrap up the video here. Big up to everybody who's watching this video. Make sure, guys, you smash the like on the video. If you've not done it already, now's the opportunity. Hit the like button. Subscribe to both of our channels. I will be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. outside the Etihad. Obviously, I will be filming it during the day, so it will be premiered live at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Make sure you check it out. It's going down at the Etihad. Steve's going to be there representing City. I'm going to be representing United, and we're going to talk the Manchester derby. It's a big one. Like I said to you, Manchester, you lose that, It's going to be peak wherever you are at work, wherever out in the streets.
At least it's Sunday afternoon, mate, and we don't lose a Saturday and a whole weekend over
exactly that. So enjoy it, people. Big up to Steve in the chat. And yeah, people, like the video on your way out, subscribe to the channel, and see you tomorrow.